Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our channel right here on Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and then you can get our daily doses of the best watches from our pre-owned collection, delivered to your inbox every minute, every watch, here on Watchbox Reviews. And if you enjoy these watches, check out our entire collection of pre-owned timepieces on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing one of the most requested watches of the last year. Launched at Baselworld 2017, it's the Rolex Cellini Moonphase, reference 5535 in Everose rose gold. It is a sensation. Rose gold case with a spectacular double bezel, lacquered dial, enamel moon, or I should say enamel cosmos, because it has a meteorite moon. This is a watch that sizzles on every level, and it fits just about every wrist. 39 millimeters across the round of the case. That's not including the crown, measured from 9 to 3 across the round of this rather classically proportioned canister. Now, top to bottom, the thickness of the watch is fairly significant for a dress watch, 13.4, but it's the slope of that double bezel, both rounded and, as you can see, delicately fluted, that allows just about any dress cuff, including sleeves, to ramp up and over the flanks of this consummate dress watch. Lug-to-lug, the watch is a 46.4 millimeter span across the wrist, so this is a classically proportioned watch as well as a classically dimensioned watch, and that's critical. I believe you could wear this watch on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters in circumference. Rolex on a strap takes a bit of adjustment for those of us who are used to our President and Oyster bracelets as well as Jubilees, but if you're used to full metal, consider the warmth and the charm of traditional leather. Now, as you can see right here, a dark leather, semi-gloss, large rectangular scale alligator, folded edges with a monotone stitch. This black strap is nice and slim in profile to minimize the stack height above the wrist. You can see curved spring bars used to allow the close drilling of the lugs relative to the flank of the case. This allows the strap to have a very coherent look when pulled taut, and at the same time you can see that there's no constraint in bending it down around the tight curve of a smaller wrist. The clasp is very solid, fully finished, beautifully executed by Rolex. When closed, low in profile. We're used to the bracelets to the point that the straps and their associated clasps seem almost exotic, and you know what? That's a good thing. It gives you a sense that you're wearing something truly special, and this watch, being one of the rarest and, I may say, most frequently back-ordered and wait-listed Cellinis, is indeed something special. Very solid, closes with a click, opens with a clack, very tight tolerances, beautifully finished, as is the rest of the case. All of high polish. In 39 millimeters, it fits the watch. I have to say, high polish can overwhelm, especially with colored gold, but we can get really close here. Rolex has made a judicious use of the Everose, a material that is their proprietary alloy. They created themselves, and the idea is to have a very high concentration of copper to achieve a deep red tone, and then also include a very high concentration of platinum to ensure that this particular rose gold never fades to yellow. Many rose golds will do that. Everose, because of its formulation, will not. You can see the bezel is very delicately treated. It has a little bit of a vintage flair to it, a combination of that exceptionally narrow and fine fluting alongside a domed, almost Gadron style surround that's adjacent to an almost completely flat, vintage-inspired sapphire. The dial is a sensation. I might even say that the dial is a bit of an event in and of itself. A combination of gorgeous split indices, a radial date with a lunette indicator, and then several concentric tracks of calibrations. It's gorgeous in its balance and its deft use of color. It's a white lacquered base, beautifully glossy, with applied rose gold 5-point coronet, all rose gold hands. You can see that Rolex makes excellent use of rose gold faceted hands at center for a high contrast against the white base. There's a gorgeous counterweighted lancet style seconds hand, and the main event with a very subtle golden chapter ring and golden diamond style index. The base of the Cosmos is blue enamel. Black and blue enamel are very difficult to achieve because they show every flaw. 9 times out of 10 when you see enamel, it will be a very light color. Rolex goes for broke with the most difficult enamel to execute, a dark color. Perfectly pulled off, beautifully blazoned with stars, and then symbolically, because we are out of this world, a meteorite moonphase. So that is a very small piece of oxidized and stabilized meteorites. You can actually see the Widmanstätten patterns on the iron crystalline structure, preserved and stabilized so they will never fade and always remain vivid. The dial's easy to read. Rolex's choice of alpha hands at center, along with the faceting, makes it a more elegant as well as more legible timepiece. Dauphine hands are heavy. By pinching a Dauphine hand at its base, you create an alpha hand, which I find to be the epitome of elegance and the perfect choice for a consummate dress watch. There is a small pusher adjuster on the flank. You might be wondering what it does, and you've probably guessed. It adjusts the moon phase. You use the crown, which as you can see is anything but the norm, with no shoulders and a rather vintage-inspired onion-like profile. It swells as it moves away from the case rather than the other way around. Now you screw it out. The watch does have a screw-down crown, a screwed-in case back, and 50 meters water-resistant. It's not a sports watch, but it's still a little bit more robust than your typical dresser. The watch has a time zone style adjustment system so that you can drive the hour hand forward and backwards as you jump time zones without actually stopping the timing of the watch, so it continues to keep time. Now, should you desire, you can use it to drive the date indicator forward or backwards as you cross the international date line while traveling. Pull the crown to extremity, and whether you're traveling or stationary, you're going to stop the movement. The hacking seconds function, allowing precise synchronization to a reference time. Underneath this gorgeous white lacquer dial and beneath the screwed-in gold caseback is a Rolex manufacturer caliber 3195. So it features the moonphase, automatic winding with a smooth bidirectional action and Teflon-coated reversing wheels, so you can scarcely hear or feel this watch winding. The 48-hour power reserve acts in tandem with a number of features that make this a very tough and resistant movement. A full balance bridge with a free-sprung index adjusted by Rolex's proprietary micro-stella balance bolts means that the watch can be adjusted precisely and then take and hold that regulation in the face of consistent and substantial vibrations and concussions on the wrist. In some respects, this movement is built like a sports watch movement. It also features an overcoil hairspring, so when the watch is adjusted in multiple positions with respect to gravity, the overcoil structure allows concentric beating of the hairspring and excellent timekeeping in any position. Not only is the watch a COSC chronometer, but Rolex then cases up the movement after the chronometer certificate and retests it as a fully cased up watch ready for delivery. The superlative chronometer standard to which this watch is held despite the lack of the dial script ensures that it will keep time no worse than -2 + 2 seconds per day. The COSC chronometer is -4 + 6, so truly a superlative chronometer. Finally, the parachrome blue structure of the overcoil alloy ensures that the proprietary blue hairspring is both visually distinctive when your watchmaker sees it and robustly anti-magnetic. The timepiece, entirely Rolex, dial, case, buckle, movement, hands, even small components, can be seen along with our entire collection of pre-owned Rolex timepieces on our website.